Joe List is here. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Am I close enough to the mic?
You're perfect.
Yeah, you're good.
You're
All right.
perfect. How's everything? It's good to see you. You are a dad now,
I'm a dad. Big
which you
dad.
weren't before last time you were here.
No, not even close.
Yeah, I like your wife. I think your wife is very funny, and she's a very cool girl.
Oh, thank you.
You
I like
seem
her.
like an yeah. It's important that you like her. I think.
That's exactly my level of affection.
Yeah.
Like, I like her.
How long you guys been married?
7 years. We just had our 7-year anniversary. We did absolutely nothing to celebrate.
You'll find that as time goes on. So I tell this story all the time. My wife and I were in the Eiffel Tower in Paris eating dinner when my mom texted us and said, "Happy anniversary." We had no idea that we had planned the most romantic anniversary. We totally forgot it was our anniversary.
Yeah, you forget, especially with a kid,
Yeah.
you know, and you're like, we just were at my parents' house and drove home, and she had a spot. She's like, I got a spot.
On your
It
anniversary.
was like 8 people.
Yeah.
But it was like, whatever. We didn't even fuck. We went to
Whoa! You can't say that word. This is not a podcast. Carmen, did you get that?
I got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh my God. I'm so used to
Please don't do that
podcasts.
again.
I'm
I didn't
so
do it,
used to
yeah.
podcasts. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I did it Monday.
Also,
Jeez.
in here, it's very casual, and you think, "Oh, we're not in a radio station. It must be a
God.
podcast." Yeah.
I've never done that ever in my whole life.
It's okay.
That was
Should
number one.
I was thinking about hanging a sign on the door that says, "You are not on a podcast," just to
But
remind everybody.
But who does radio now? I mean,
I'm
this
the
is
last-
embarrassing.
I said this morning. I said I'm the people who are always like, "Radio's dead, it's dying." I don't care. By the time it's dead, I'll be done. I'll be retired. I'm the last of the radio greats.
Yeah, good point. But by the way, I think I made another faux pas. I was at the security area. and
Yeah.
I said your name. The guy was like, "What?"
What,
I don't know if he was kidding or not.
he didn't
He's
know
like,
that
he
I
lives
lived
in here.
Yeah.
There's
And he's
new
like-
security people.
He's like, "I'm a huge fan." The other guy was like, "Quiet down."
Oh,
And I
that's
couldn't tell
funny.
if he was messing with me. I almost said the F word again.
No,
I couldn't
please
tell
don't.
if he was messing with me or if I just made a big mistake.
I used to know all the security guys, and then I'd grease them at Christmas so that they'd all take care of me. And now there's all new security people. I don't know any of them. So
Yeah, well, he's a huge fan. evidently.
glad to see it. There are many here in the Tampa Bay area.
I didn't tell him I told him I was in the CIA and they wanted to discuss the JFK assassination. And he's like, "No kidding." And I was like, "I swear to God."
How old is the baby? How many months?
10 months. Just
10
about 10
oh.
months. The 27th will be 10 months.
Can I give you a great piece of fatherly advice from somebody who is has an 18-year-old now?
Please.
2 is when things get better. Right next year, you're going to be like, how much longer with this kid before it can answer me back, and before it's then at 2, you're like, oh, okay, now I like it again.
Well, 2, but isn't it the terrible 2s? Isn't
No.
it a nightmare?
No, that's up to you. They become terrible 2s if you're a bad parent. My kids are great at 2.
I'm a
No
great
problem.
parent.
Yeah, that's what I think. You as long as you have a good relationship with the kid and you communicate with the kid, they're fine even at 2.
No, we're having a lot of fun. It's great. But now it's hard because he's really sweet and he crawls and he stands and he kind of shuffles on the table.
Yes,
And he smiles.
it
and he
gets
laughs.
exciting.
Yeah, but now it's hard to leave.
But yeah, dude, we went to Ireland when my son was first born.
Good day, mate.
Yeah, that's close. And I couldn't figure out why I was almost like depressed kind of, and I realized it's because I missed a kid. I didn't have that feeling before.
Yeah, it's hard, but I gotta provide, right?
Yeah, you
So
got
I
to get
gotta
out there
be
and do the work.
And that's what's hard too, because you're like, well, I have to be gone. I might as well go to a strip club.
Yeah. If you're on there, especially if you're in
Right.
Tampa,
Right.
For
Yeah.
the baby. Go for the
It would be
baby.
rude not to.
Yeah.
you have been to strip clubs. You were here for what? Mark Norman's bachelor party.
That's right. Yeah.
How was that?
It was
It
great.
seemed like a huge cluster F.
It was kind of clustery, but it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a little bit of drama, a little bit of excitement. It was
I
a
heard
lot
there
of
was some
fun.
good fights.
Yeah.
I heard you got a fight.
Because of food and burnt, right?
I can't shake this damn story for God's sake.
Did we ever actually tell the story?
I don't know if we told it here. I told it. We told it a couple places on podcasts.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, basically, I Bert ordered Thai food. I ordered pizza, and it was a big to do. But it all got eaten, and it was all great.
Are you and Bert cool now?
Yeah, we're cool.
I don't think so. He doesn't speak very highly of you these days.
Is that right?
No, I'm kidding.
Somebody said
Bert's famous now. We don't talk to Bert anymore.
somebody said that Soder was like, yeah, no, I was telling him that you're like the best, and like he just needs to hang with you again. And I was like, so he was
He's still
talking about, he was
Ah.
saying bad about me. He's like, no, he wasn't. And I was like, but you just said you were trying to convince him that I'm a good guy.
Right.
I will tell you that in all the people over the years that Bert did not like, he ended up liking them later. Who are some of the people like?
What's his name? Oh God, now you.
There's two stories, and I can't remember either one.
Filipino.
Yeah,
has a million.
Joe Coy.
Oh, Joe Coy.
Yeah, Joe Coy.
He was very jealous of Joe Coy's success.
Yeah.
Now he laughs at it.
Right.
Now he scoffs at it.
Send pictures of their jets to each other and buses and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're both huge. No, we were cool that night. It was all fine. I mean, everyone gets boozed up and crazy, and we had a great time. That night was a blast. It was awesome. The whole thing was unbelievable.
Yeah, I take long showers.
Me too.
I have a nice shower in this house. It's got it's like a little room almost. It's got a little bench in there and the whole thing. So I'll put on a podcast or something. I'll listen to it, and I put on Tuesdays with Stories with you and Mark Norman.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago, and Mark had been here and did the show, and they asked me if I wanted to open and do stand up for him at the club, and I was like, all right, I'll do that for Mark. That'll be great. So I went out there and I did it, and I didn't know what to expect, but it was somewhat successful. And Mark's shows were sold out and went great. He was on the show. He had a great time. So I'm listening to Tuesdays with Stories, and you guys begin to talk about me. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. And then ultimately, it just became too bad he's fat. That was the whole thing. It just became one long fat joke the entire time. You were like, he's in a band. He's in this. He's great. But,
that was probably more Mark than me, I would imagine. That doesn't sound like me, but you got to make it funny. You can't just talk about how great somebody is.
I'm kidding. I loved it. I thought it was great. I think you two together. How long has that been going on?
10 years.
Yeah,
more than 10 years. Almost coming up on 11 years.
That chemistry between the two of you think if you put two guys in a room and just let them talk about their weekend, it's going to be boring after a while. It's not. I love it. I think it's great. You guys do a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, we're both raised on Seinfeld, so we go into that Seinfeldian.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
What podcast became more successful than yours that you're bitter about? The Are You Garbage guys?
Those guys. I mean, I'm not bitter about it. I feel like I'm too old to be bitter. And now, once you make enough money,
you don't get bitter.
You're not as bitter.
I feel it.
But Are You Garbage is insane.
Yeah,
like there's moments like their Patreon is public. They make like $110,000 a month.
That's insane.
So I'm certainly not bitter, but I'm like, I would like that. That's fun.
What kind of money is Tuesdays with Story pulling down?
We do well. We do very well. We make more than I think we make like a doctor's salary. I don't think ours is public, but we probably make like $15,000 a month
each.
Yeah.
Do you think that bothers doctors? I wonder if that. Like my brother is in the medical field. My brother has his master's degree, and I used to smoke him in salary all these years. And I go, that's gotta bug them. I dropped out of high school or college.
I would think so. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we're all getting away with a real injustice for sure. Like I talk about my testicles and my father's testicles. Can I say that?
Yeah.
And
who doesn't want to hear about your father's testicles?
It's very lucrative. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it works out great. I'm happy for you guys. My neighbors said they were coming to see you last night. And then threatened to heckle you and blame it on me, and I was like, "Please don't do that."
Did they? No, somebody yelled out.
Oh, I don't know, but they're good people. But yes, I find that you have a lot more fans on here than you're probably aware of.
Well, Tampa has become. I've come here so consistently for 18 years. This is like my town. I do better here than anywhere.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah, Side Splitters is really good, and also I get to do the show every time, which I appreciate. But they're really good at getting people like the word out. Like, hey, that guy you saw, he's coming.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I'm always doing new, so I think that helps. But
why is it that Side Splitters is a favorite of comedians as far as the club? Because they run a really good video beforehand of a lot of great comedians talking about what a good club it is, and you and Mark are on there talking about it. What is it about Side Splitters that is like more conducive for comedy?
Well, BT's the best.
Yeah.
He's like one of the best. I mean, he's one of the great owners because he's on site. He appreciates comedy, and he'll get his hands dirty.
Yes.
Like I've seen him put people in figure 4 leg locks. And arm bars. And stuff. So he cares, and also I just think it's a great. As you know, like Florida is just a place where nobody gives a fart about anything. Like it's very hard to offend Floridians, I feel like. And even if they are, or at least Tampa or people that come to Side, but even if they are, they go,
jokes.
And they go, all right, anyway. Like you can go on stage there and be like, Trump is a big moron idiot, and they'll go, anyways, what's
they
the
don't
next
hate
joke
you
about?
afterwards.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, or vice versa. And that helps. I think a good mix of blue and red, not even politically necessarily, but kind of.
So it's the area, it's the Tampa people that make it.
I think the Tampa people make it great, but also the club, like I said, they know how to do it, and it's just a great room. It's a good size, and they get people in there.
Good. I know a lot of people are going to shows. John, who does afternoons for us, said he's going tonight to the show. My neighbors went last night.
Gio and all of his
Gio and the Junk Jockeys are going. So
awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. Joe List is here with us. Have you seen the great Bobby Kelly lately?
I have seen Bobby. We do the podcast, The Regs.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that too.
So I see him there. He's moving right now, so he's very stressed and angry, and more so than usual. But I see Bob all the time. I love Bob.
We explain this as he's my number one best friend.
I know you guys always say that.
Would you explain to the people that it's difficult to be friends with Bobby sometimes?
He's got Bobby's. I feel like he's like behind the couch. He's always listening. I'm gonna be like,
he's probably listening
and
right
he's
now.
Gonna call and be like, Dad, what are you saying? How am I difficult? No, he's perfect to be friends with. Bert's the best. Bobby's also the best. Everyone's.
They're
great.
all. We'll use this against you. All the audio.
Bobby is. Bobby's scary. He does this thing, and I've confronted him on this. He'll go. He'll call. Doesn't leave a voicemail, and then text and says, "Call me."
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what is that? And my personality, me, like nobody likes that. Just go, hey man, can you give me a call? I want to ask about whatever.
It seems when he sends the words "call me" that you're in trouble for something.
Of course.
Yes, I get those feelings. Very few people in my life yell at me and tell me what to do and do that. But when Bobby sends me a "call me," I feel like it's going to be my dad yelling at me.
Yes, it's quite intimidating. And then I'll call and he'll be like, Dad, it's just checking in. I'm feeling a little down. I love you.
He's a very emotional, for as gruff and as tough as he is, he gets very emotional. He's a lot of I love yous, a lot of I'm having a bad day or a good day or whatever.
Yeah. No, he's a sweet boy, and I love him.
Who's your best friend? Mark Norman?
My best friend is a guy named Derek, who I went to high school with. He's my best friend, not comedian, but he's the funniest person.
What does he do for a living?
He's in the merchant marine business, but he's not a sailor. It sounds like he's like in a tank top.
Yeah.
He's like at a desk. He's like a fat guy at a desk. He's not. He doesn't do. My wife was first meeting him, I was like, yeah, this is my best friend. He's exciting. He's in the tugboat industry, and she's like, tugboat. I was like, oh no, it's not. Yeah. He's not like that. He's like a guy. He's a desk guy, but he's the funniest and my best friend by far.
Isn't it weird? Where's he from? Is he from New York?
We went to high school together in Massachusetts, but he's been in Seattle for 15 years.
It's so funny is that I find that my friends that are not in the show business are the funniest people.
Yeah, Seinfeld said that in the movie Comedian. He's like, when you're a kid, everybody's funny, and at some point everyone goes off and gets a job.
Yeah.
Like I'm like the fourth funniest guy in my group.
That's exactly how it goes.
But they're like, we're just idiotic enough to be like, maybe I'll make a living goofing around.
I love the show Seinfeld like everybody else does. I watch it every night before I go to bed. I don't love Seinfeld's stand-up. I don't know if that's fair to say. I think I've outgrown it a little bit. I went to see Jay Leno and I fell asleep one time, but I love Jay Leno. I think he did a great job on the Tonight Show. But I don't love his stand-up. So he's coming here in December and I want to meet him, but I don't want to go to the show if I'm not going to meet him afterwards. I'm trying to get this all taken. I go, if I can meet him, I will go buy tickets and go to the show. If I can't meet him, then I'm out. Just let me know now. I don't want to have to sit through it.
So how do you know? I feel like he doesn't want to meet you.
I did. He probably doesn't. Probably doesn't.
He's one of those guys. It's like,
he doesn't need to meet anybody else anymore. Yeah, but that would make me happy if I could have a picture with Seinfeld. I think it would be complete.
I met him when I was 16 years old.
I know, and that's why I'm like, man, I don't know. I want to meet him before. There's very few people. I have a short list of people that I'd like to meet or interview. That it's a short list now because I've had everybody on the show.
Tom Brady?
I've met Tom Brady. I have a picture with Tom Brady. Me and Tom Brady and the Super Bowl trophy together. So
Paul McCartney?
I have not, but it would be cool, but I don't care.
I hung out with him.
You did?
Oh, nice.
What capacity?
We went, Louis C.K. and I went to a show pre-cancellation.
Yeah.
We went to the show VIP style, and afterwards there's a little party, and Paul came up and chatted with us for
That's nice.
25 minutes.
That's nice. Really yeah.
And I met Bruce also.
Bruce, yeah. Louis and I spend quality time together, and I know that's not a thing to you because you're friends with him, but I'm not, and I feel like he didn't hate me, which is good. I feel like he hates everybody, and he didn't hate me.
He liked our band,
and our band played, and while our band was playing, he was bouncing his head. And I was like, okay, I feel like we got double approval out of this.
Wow, that's really something.
And I will tell you that I'm revisiting the Louis show again. It's been a while since I watched it. It may be one of the most brilliant things ever on television.
It's really great. I got to revisit too because the clips pop up all the time.
Yeah,
and then that's what I get jealous about, that I didn't know Louis then.
He would have been part of this. Been Kramer.
Could have co-written an episode. I could have been the K-Man.
Yeah,
sliding in.
Yeah,
you don't understand how much his mannerisms are the same as Kramer. When I watch the show, I'm like, that's Joe. This is Joe. Yes,
you look like Kenny Kramer.
He does. The real Kramer. Yeah. Anyway.